Hello there. Hoping you enjoyed the film you just seen, The Dying of the Leaves. We're here with some of the cast and crew, the director, Joe, and our esteemed star, Paul Smart. We're here to talk about a little bit about the film, some of the behind-the-scenes stuff, give you guys an idea of what it's like to be on the set here.
So I'm going to start with Paul.
Yes.
You played Cyrus, correct?
Yes.
What was it like getting into his character? Give me a little bit of backstory. Like, did Joe, the director, come up and say, here's a huge backstory for this character, or did they just give you an outline?
He gave me the script, and I kind of read it through, and then actually I called, or I messaged you, and I said, I think he should be from Charleston because he sounds like he's an educated person. So I tried to use like that Tidewater accent.
Right, yeah.
Because I'm not from down here.
Yeah.
Clearly. And so I was trying to give the effect that I was from Charleston, and all obviously playing my own age, So that's the background, and I read through the script, and I'm like, oh, okay, I can see him doing certain things. I've come from a stage background. This is only actually my third film, and so I guess my process for doing things involves me moving, like blocking. On stage, you're blocking. Okay, you're going to say X, Y, Z, and you have to get to this spot. So I just do that in my head for a film.
Is that something that you don't do as much in film as blocking, or does it have like a different sort of priority as far as the overall composition of a scene goes?
It's different only because Joe might have, I need you to be at this point, or I need the angle of the camera here. And on stage, you're doing things much larger than life because you're trying to involve a whole room of people staring at you. Whereas on film, they make you larger on the screen, so everything has to be kind of like more compact. You have to use the same amount of energy, but you have to kind of compress it together. But I think it's more of a mental thing for me than a physical thing. But it was a lot of fun. I worked with you on Path to Crimson.
Path to Crimson.
And I played the sheriff. And my fiance at the time says, wow, you look like an older Brad Pitt. I'm like, well, thank you for that.
That's a compliment.
I think you're lying. But thank you for that.
So tell me a little bit more about the first day of shooting. So we got to see the scene where you break your leg.
Yeah, that was kind of cool.
Yeah, and we actually learned that was on the first day of shooting. And so coming from a theater, like stage background, what did you have to do differently, especially in that scene where you're falling and, rolling around and all that?
Well, on stage, unless you have a really good special effects person, it's hard to replicate something like that live.
Sure.
So it just happens in front of everyone. But in film, it's kind of cool. Okay, cut, stop, break your leg here, put this on. It makes it a lot easier. And basically, I just kind of slid in the way you edited it together, and I think you actually stunt doubled for me.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
My friend Seth was the guy that rolled down the hill because I wasn't going to have Paul roll down the hill.
Yeah.
No, I don't bounce anymore. I break. So, so I kind of like slid into it, and then you must have edited in the rest of the fall. And then I'm laying on the ground with my leg across a log, and then the prosthetic piece was put on. So
it looks really good.
It looked really.
That's amazing.
It looked really cool. It did.
It looked nasty.
Yeah, it did.
When he squeezes on it to
Yeah,
try and
it
figure out
kinda
exactly what's
seeps
going on.
out a little
Yeah, that
bit.
was
It was great.
disgusting.
I
It
thought
so real.
I thought it was going to be a little bit more on the post-production side of it, but you
tried to.
Yeah.
There's going to be a little bit throughout the film. There's a good bit of computer magic that happens in the film, but with the wounds, like the up close wounds, I really wanted to get more of the actual details, the actual like wounds themselves. And so you'll see like with Calvin, his side wounds, they're actually, they're prosthetic, they're actually put there. And then obviously the broken leg, it's all
piece
there.
of bone sticking out.
Yeah, when I got shot in the face.
And just a quick shout out, it's
There you
actually Cynthia Wisener, my sister.
great.
She did the one. She did all the makeup effects.
And she managed to do it while I was shivering in the cold, which was another.
Yeah, there's a
it was
few
like
days of
20 degrees cold.
pretty cold filming.
I think the practical effects add a lot. I'm really excited to see all of that stuff in the final film.
Mm-hmm. It definitely makes a difference. A lot of in past films, I try to push myself to do new things when I make each film, and so when I started this one, in past films I've tried to done like bullet shots or something that's all done in the computer, and I'm just never happy with the product. And so I'm like, okay, if I can make it look a little better in the computer, but the foundation of the wound or the foundation of, you know, the gunshot or a broken leg is actually there, then it makes it so much easier, and it comes across on film a lot better. I think the audience reacts to it more, you know.
So this is your longest film yet, right, Joe?
So far, yes. We did Path to Crimson, which is about 12 scenes, and that came out to be about 45 minutes. This one is 15 scenes, and I believe it's coming out to about an hour or so.
So what's different in the process that you've noticed from doing a longer film?
It takes a lot of patience, I would say, because like in past, when you're doing a short film, and this is still considered a short film, but a lot of times when people think of short films, they're thinking 3 to 8 or 10 minutes at max. And I'm trying to do something a little bit different. I want to do the longer style short films and leading up to a full length film at some point. But it's such a big jump to go from doing a 10-minute film to an hour and a half. And so I'm working up to it. And so having those little steps it pushes you just a little farther. And production is something you just have to be patient with, because so many things can happen with scheduling, and so many things can happen with the weather and such. I believe there was one weekend there was a couple weekends we canceled just due to scheduling issues, and then due to some weather issues also.
Someone getting sick?
Yeah. Sam got sick the night before we were about to film.
So we go the next weekend and it was freezing.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah. Yeah, we filmed this. We filmed it we started in November, and then we took a little bit of a break, and then we picked it up again in January. We did 2 days in January, and then we did, I think, 3 days in April, I believe.
I think that was when we came out.
So it's a pretty big variety of time frame.
Right.
It's a pretty big variety of time frame, but it was such a fluctuation, because towards the end it started to get kind of hot outside, and we were sweating and stuff. But like when we were filming in January and crap, it was like
throw this blanket.
Yeah,
over
it's
you.
like, are we done? Did we cut? I mean, we gotta put a coat on briefly, because it was pretty cold.
The toughest part when it was cold was playing dead.
You absolutely.
I'm like, you have about 30 seconds, and then I'm going to shiver. So I'll try to control it.
Yeah, but it comes across really. I think there's a lot of good dramatic effect with the cold, because you get a lot of that, you know, breath that's coming through into the air, and it gives it sort of that mysterious feel, which is kind of the
just
style
the
we're
colors
going for.
alone. I noticed in the shots with the. I guess spoilers are okay to talk about, because hopefully you're watching this after the film.
Yeah.
But yeah, the shots with a monster have a distinct feel to them because of like just the lack of shrubbery in the trees and the color temperature of the shot and everything.
Yeah, the style of the monster, it's not so much the look of it, but the feel that I'm trying to go for. It's like a mix between M. Night Shyamalan's The Village and then Donnie Darko. A little bit.
Yeah, I can definitely see a little bit of that in it, especially that scene where it is hiding behind the tree and you can't quite tell what's going on.
That was great.
And you're not really sure if it's like a malevolent thing or not at that point.
Yeah, the film is not meant to be over the top scary or frightening or haunting, but it is something that's supposed to be exhilarating and very mysterious. And that was the point where Sam finds a lot of fear from his character going throughout, just where he sees the monster and such, you know.
I definitely got a Village vibe, because it was like kind of like you're talking about. It's definitely intense, and it is frightening in a way, but it's not the focus of the film. You're not supposed to walk away being like, wow, that was a terrifying film. Yeah. But it's supposed to leave a lasting effect. I feel like. I think you did a really, really good job with that.
I want to speak about characters again, Phil. What was it like being? I know that we see the scene where you meet our protagonist. And at that point, you guys are soldiers on opposite sides of a war. Did you speak with the other actor to like determine how you might really react in a situation like that, or because you were found by the body of another dead Union soldier? And we're left to assume that you died in some sort of melee combat, or he died in melee combat with you.
And I think the effect was more like I passed out from exhaustion. I might have taken that person out. It's kind of open-ended,
right?
Yeah. But then I was just kind of playing possum, because I didn't know what he was going to do. so when he touched me, that's when I reacted, to protect myself, basically. But I didn't really talk to Sam about it. I think we just went on a wing, and said, all right, let's just try it. And we did it a few times.
Yeah, we did it. We wanted to grab a number of different angles.
Yeah.
And there was a couple times. Zach was there.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't know that, but that was the
The other lifeless corpse.
I was the dead
Yeah.
person. Yeah. Yeah, I thought that was really interesting getting to see like some of the choreography in that scene where you have to get up and roll over, and I was really happy to be there because I got to see it, kind of come together. It was really cool.
Right. And Joe gave us some background. Okay, you need to end up in this spot. So when you come up on top and the camera's going to be here, and we shot it a few times from different angles. So, and that's basically the only thing that Sam and I discussed before we did it, and because it's really hard to say, okay, I'm going to be in exactly this spot. You know what I mean? You're going to be within range.
Right.
But again, it's just difficult to pinpoint exactly where you're going to end up.
Mm-hmm.
So
There was a moment where you guys were rolling on top, and I was trying to get a close up of you guys when you were struggling with each other, and I could have swore you were just gonna jump right on top of me, like place your palm inside the camera lens or something. But no, we were good. It was a good time. Yeah.
All right, we're going to take a short break, grab some drinks. Make sure you stick around. We'll be right back.